All right, everybody out there in YouTube land, this is your T-shirted historian with another unboxing video. And today we have Fabula Ultima. It's called a TTJRPG. In other words, it's a tabletop Japanese role-playing game, which is invented by Italians. So isn't that cool? But anyway, it's taken me a while to get to this video because I kind of messed up. So I ordered a set of their latest books directly from the publisher. And then in kind of an accident, I also happened to have the same books queued up in my Amazon cart. And the last time I made an Amazon purchase, I accidentally ordered an extra set of books. So yeah, that was my goof. But my goof is, kind of our gain, because you can actually see if there's any difference between ordering it off Amazon and ordering it directly from the publisher. Anyway, I'd already pulled these out of the box because the box itself was rather big. But as you can see, they're still sealed in plastic, or at least, the main books are still sealed in plastic. So yes, it is still technically an unboxing video. I have not actually looked at the interior of these other books to see what they look like or anything else. And keep in mind, unboxing videos are not necessarily about how good the TTRPG is or isn't. In the case of this one, I have actually kind of read through this quick start book, which is called Press Start. And I can say that I like the system from what I've seen. So if that's a little encouraging, why don't we take a look at these first? Okay, so get these other ones out of the way. All right, so come on, camera, cooperate with me here. Cooperate. So as you can see, there is no difference between the Amazon copy and the copy that I bought from the publisher. I think they're all pretty much printed at the same place. I know they were sent from some place in Tennessee, so I think they probably have a printer there. Let's take a look inside. Wow. Oh yeah, you can see this. This is kind of a slick, kind of glossy cover. It's very nice. The pages are pretty thick, and this is the interior page, and it still looks good. The colors are very vibrant. I like how clean the layouts are. They have a pretty good system of explaining how everything works by using these little lock-off mechanisms, by telling you, like, don't do this until you come to this part in the text. Really, really, really beautiful artwork. And I would expect anything that's going to be calling itself a JRPG to have really nice looking artwork all throughout. But the color, I don't know if you could see it in this light, but this green is actually really nice and kind of calming and pastel. I really enjoy it. It is kind of a callback to your classic JRPG video games. And this is just the the starter, the quick start guide. This is a product you can download for free on DriveThruRPG if you want to check it out for yourself. It has an introductory adventure, it has pre-generated characters, and it's kind of designed to help you learn how to play the system. Pretty cool stuff. Look at that. Nice. Camera's not cooperating with me today for some reason. As you can see, this other copy, really crisp. Exact same materials. Really nice. Download it for free. Check it out for yourself. This one's worth checking out because it's not going to cost you anything. If you do decide you want to get it, these only cost me about like $6 each. I guess I'll have to give these away or something, or one of these. All right. So let's get to the actual thing you really started watching the video for. It's sealed in plastic for some reason. Oh, you know what? Look at that. I don't even need the knife. Here I was all excited to start cutting. Don't even have to use it. That's nice. All right. Again, we got this shine. Oh, I see. Okay. This is clever. So this is a dust jacket that actually covers the book itself. This is actually kind of imitating some of the manga that you can pick up over in Japan, who have kind of this similar setup. I'm not normally a big fan of dust jackets, but it is what it is. And yeah, here is a link to get the free PDF copy included in every book. I'll have to keep that. So again, we have these really beautiful looking colors. I like how this looks a lot. A nice publisher's forward with JRPG stuff. Nice table of contents. The layout really kind of reminds me of some of the JRPGs that I do have, like Goblin Slayer and Konosuba. And wow, look at that depth of color. And that's the same cover from, or that's the same picture used in the cover of the Quick Start. I'm curious to see how the color gradations look. Yeah, cover on this one is printed slightly different, but you can see that they're almost identical. Slightly better color depth on the cover. Might be because of the paper, might be because of the saturation of the inks. But yeah, by the way, pretty chunky little book. Small format. Look at that. It's like, hand size. I'm getting to where I really like books that are this size because they're very easy to store. They don't take up quite as much space. You can carry more of them and you don't get tired and stuff. Especially if you have to walk to your friendly local game store or wherever. As you can see, it's got color-coded sections for everything. Like all this is intro for chapter 1. Yeah, and it covers multiple genres: techno fantasy, high fantasy. We have some of the game materials and things. The playstyle does encompass a variety of tropes and characters, so you can play kind of whatever you can imagine. I don't have a copy of the Techno Fantasy rules in hard form yet. I'll get it as soon as it's available because I have the PDF for it. And the PDF is really good. If you're a Final Fantasy fan, you will really appreciate having that. But even if you're not, just this basic book here, you can see it's pretty well laid out. Although the book is big, it doesn't really seem like it's intimidating. The print is pretty good size. You can see it's like, if this is my thumbnail, you can actually see the size of the pictures and stuff, or the size of the lettering. There's how you do checks and things. It's got some sidebars with options. I like that. And they're colored differently. I love all the little illustrations and things. A lot of example pieces. Here we are with the game rules. Dynamic turn order, action economy, enemy initiative. Their initiative system has, it's basically kind of like a ladder, because it's like when you want to have initiative in Fabula Ultima, it'll be like whichever side wins initiative, one character from that side goes. Then it alternates to a character on the other side goes. Then it alternates back to the other side gets a character that goes. So it's back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And if you have characters with extra attacks and actions, all their extra attacks and actions take place at the end. So, it's a good idea because it helps mitigate the downtime of having to wait for one player to do everything and then the next player do everything. So instead, it's an action by action, blow by blow. A little bit of edgy art there. I like that. I don't know who the main artist on all this is, but they really have the spirit of anime and manga. As you can see, really nice. Really good looking all throughout. And the system encompasses all manner of anime. I am curious to see how it handles something like Fist of the North Star. I don't know if you can build characters that are quite that powerful in this system or not. Maybe so. Oh, man, look at that. Cool looking Minotaur. Zenith, that's their common currency. They have a neat equipment and item system in the way that you can handle item points and stuff. You don't necessarily hold a whole bunch of stuff. It's just you generate things as you need them. Here we have actual gear, and as you can see, they use the little pixel art images for everything. Very gamified. They don't overdo it with the splash pages. As you can see, yeah, a lot of the book is actually pretty meaty. They have a lot here you can work with. And this is just the main book. The add-on books add a lot more to it, like more techno weapons, more traits. Wow, there's a whole thing of names. I didn't know that was there. If you have particular characters that you like from, say, a popular TTRPG like Final Fantasy or something, they have more or less your setups for how you would do it. Like your Black Knights and Gamblers and Ninjas and all that sort of stuff. So that's kind of cool. They teach you how to do it. And some actual character class type things. These are cool. I like those. I think they very much know who their audience is, and it's going to be like your Secret of Mana, Final Fantasy, all of us who grew up playing, Super Nintendo games will probably enjoy this. My phone is ringing. Here's our orator. This is the same person that we saw before. Here's our sharpshooter, spiritist, tinkerer. This is kind of our Sid character, if you're familiar with Final Fantasy. Weapon master. I like that. Some prologue ideas. And all this stuff here in the green chapter is all about, getting your character built up, telling you how to raise your levels, work on your stuff. I like that. And I believe this is a complete book, so you don't necessarily have to buy the extra stuff if you don't want to, because I think this has got a complete set of Game Master's rules and bestiary and everything else, so it's all pretty compact in one book. And I believe I paid less than $20 for this. I think it was like $16.99 or something. So it's a heck of a deal. For the cost of, say, someone else's hardback book, you could buy 2 of these and then have one for you and then one for your players. Which ain't a bad idea. Or you could save some money and, just do it all PDF if you want. But, of course, I'm all about physical media. I mean, they can't change that, right? Once it's in print, it's forever. Sample arcane weapons and things. So here we have all of our magic weapons and things. And these are just ideas. I like that. And yes, they have guns in this setting if you wish. I mean, I suppose you could always, disallow gun using type characters, but I like how they make the allowance for it here. What I like about this is they give you a lot of options on how to do this. If you're pretty creative, you can go through this and just kind of pick and choose what you want to allow into your game and just stick with that. Now, what I'm curious about is how they balance out melee versus magic casters, because typically in a game, your magic casters end up being much, much more powerful, but I have a feeling that things balance themselves out, because I think the non-casting classes get a lot of skills to kind of balance things. And yes, it does have boss battle type things. One thing Fabula Ultima does do is they kind of separate lesser encounters, lesser enemies versus named enemies versus bosses and stuff like that. And I've always kind of liked that system, just because it does kind of help differentiate to the party. It's like, hey, you're not facing an ordinary opponent here. This is something a little bit more powerful. This may be beyond what you can handle right now. And hopefully your party's smart enough to use that information and act appropriately. Here's our actual bestiary. They don't have full pages or anything, but I guess they really don't need it. You can see they have certain skills and things that they get, the number of starting skills that they get. That seems to be the big difference between all the creatures. I have rules for NPCs here. I have a quick list of NPC spells, which are good. Here's some of our sample enemies. Now, in the expansion books, they do have more robust bestiaries. Yeah, here's our actual bestiary. Cactroll. I like that. Caterpillars, giant rats, vampire bats, gray howlers, bombardants, white howlers, sun bears. All really fantasy stuff. Arcane lanterns, Magitech troopers. I could have some fun with this, I think. Yeah. Common humanoids. You know, it's got to have goblins in here somewhere. Oh, look, Keishi. Very nice. Whoop. Don't want to skip out on anything. Okay, and yes, it has an index. Oh, thank you. I like this already. You know, if it's a proper RPG, it's going to have an index. It does have a inspirational works thing, so it does tell you all the video games and other things that went into making their stuff. They've got some neat picks here. Oh, Record of Lodos War. That is like must watch for everybody who's a TTRPG fan. So there you go. There's our base book. Pretty cool. Like I said, it's about $16.99 is what I paid for mine, and I think that's what they normally run on their websites. You can get it on Amazon. You can get it on the Fabula Ultima website. One other thing to look at real quick. I know this recording's already kind of going a little long. This is their brand new High Fantasy Atlas. They also have a Techno Fantasy Atlas that came out and a DMs thing, but those aren't in print yet. But why don't we take a look at this real quick? And seems like I will need the knife for this one. To bear with me, I've got a microphone in my face. All right. So this one promises 4 new classes, 10 high fantasy locations, ultimate weapons with new rules for custom weapons, quirks, which are additional rules to bring more characters, some more abilities and things with 0 powers, 5 new villains, and 200 pages. And a PDF included. All their stuff has the PDF included. And that's this here. For obvious reasons, I don't want to show that face up because, you know, I'd kind of like to redeem my copy. But, yeah, as you can see, again, we have dust jacket. If you're not a fan of that, then you're not going to like that. I guess just take the dust jackets off and store them someplace while you just take the books with you. Yeah, it's kind of short and sweet, but let's take a look. Oh, man, look at that great artwork again. Intro, again, color-coded pages, so you know where you're looking into. I do appreciate that very much. Wow, that looks really good. I like that. High fantasy locations, sources of power, story hooks. You have to have an Yggdrasil in any fantasy stuff, right? That's nice looking. So these are all locations that you can use with backgrounds and things. Probably not going to be of interest to you if you're running your own custom campaign, although, you know, if you're like me, you'll crib, take what you want. Pretty cool. You know, I really should be playing music in the background for this or something. So here we got some new weapons. These are supposed to be high fantasy and rare weapons. So we have things like Grim Waltz and Heavy Metal, Shimra Tail, or a Calcum Armor. We have actual artifacts like the Armor of Supremacy or the Behemoth's Heart. The Emerillion. I can't even imagine what inspired that book. We actually have our character creation stuff for high fantasy heroes. Okay. I don't like this art for these. I mean, yes, it's JRPG-ish, but we had all that, you know, we went from these really nice looking, you know, full character color type things, you know, like this. Where is it? Yeah. We went from having really good looking character stuff like this, and then we get this for our actual characters. That's just no. No. I dislike that intensely. I'm not into chibis. There we go. See, this is more my style. So we have quirks. We have new classes, new heroic skills, and some custom weapons. Chanters, commanders, dancers. Custom weapons. So I guess you could make Guts' Dragon Slayer sword. And you have quirks. The first time I saw quirks was in GURPS. So I'm imagining this is similar. You pick up a quirk and it lets you kind of customize, tailor your character a little differently. Oh, and from a distant world. Does this mean you could do isekai? Well, yes. Yes, it does. Oh, they got robot rules in here. I thought that was only in the Techno book, but apparently it's in this as well. And we have 0 powers. So I'm going to say this is probably something you're going to want to buy to go along with your main book, especially when you want to expand your character stuff out. There we go. See, this is more my style. Yeah. Full-size pages or full illustrations, not the chibi stuff. Good looking art. Real good looking. A lot of options. I'm really kind of curious to see how this system handles min-maxing. That's beautiful. I love that. And then we have our antagonist page. Eileen, the Pirate Queen. Now see, look, our dramatis personae for the antagonists, you get the nice looking illustrations, but for all the heroic characters, they all look like little chibis. No. An actual flame dragon. Really nice. And my dog's barking again. Well, there you go, guys. I hope you've enjoyed it. This is a look at our Fabula Ultima stuff. Check it out online. Hope you've enjoyed this.